Hey, my lovelies. Welcome to the channel. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to click on this video, right? We're doing the monthlies for the wonderful Aquarius. So your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus, or wherever you may have Aquarius placement in your chart. Now, let me just say this, okay? If you are a light worker, an energy healer, if you are seeking inspiration, motivation, encouragement, okay? If you know that there's some shit going on and you can't quite put your finger on it, you may be able to find something here, all right? The goal here is for you to be able to master yourself, not anybody else but yourself, okay? So keep what you need, leave what you do not. If you're cross-watching, once again, keep in mind that energy is fluid. So I can say that this is your energy, or I can say that this is Scorpio's energy, my wonderful Aquarius. But if it feels more like your energy, swap them and place them where they need to be. All right? All right, so starting off the first week, you do have, I've already pre-pulled the cards. You got throat chakra popping up saying that you may need to listen this first week, okay? Do you know how much you can gain in knowledge and insight when you listen, okay? All right, you got the Six of Wands popping up with the Six of Cups energy. The reason why they're telling you to listen is because you may not be trusting your intuition this week, all right? It's like you're going against the grain by not trusting your intuition. You're moving with a little bit moody, a little jealous energy, being unrealistic about shit, being stuck in the past about shit, right? Holding on to baggage. Okay, this can also be some of you not really feeling confident because, of course, if you're holding on to things from the past that was telling you that, honey, you ain't worth nothing, you done been stepped on, beaten on, and you are still trying to hold on to those lower vibrational types of energy, okay? You are going to feel a little, like you don't have any confidence, any self-esteem, okay? This could also mean that somebody just fell from grace, like somebody that did some fucked up shit and now that you're not fucking with them. Like, that's just could be what that means, right? But it's asking you to listen this week. It's asking you to listen this week. Maybe listen to your feelings and try to see what your feelings is telling you, okay? Listen, because as you listen, you need to know that you're going to get some clear instructions and directions. You do got the Chariot card coming in, all right? Chariot card is coming in with some clear direction, at least some guidance. But this is also going to require you to operate with some self-control. Right? Which means that you may have to tell your feelings what to feel at any given moment, honey. Okay. All right. The energy that you're interacting with could be Five of Wands energy. Either somebody's avoiding the conflict or they're just focused on their shit, not really paying attention to what you got going on. Okay. Now, because we do have, okay, the Ten of Cups popping up in reverse, this lets me know that there could be something going on the home front, on the love front, or something that you love front. Okay. Not just someone that you love, okay? Keep in mind also as we're moving throughout this energy, this could be something that you may want to go ahead and let go or seek out the professional help that you need, or maybe seek out the counseling through other friends that you need, okay? Because this is definitely something that's heavy on your mind and could be something that's been causing you to feel depressed, or could be causing them to feel depressed, okay? So that is probably why they don't really want to talk about this shit, because you ain't listening. And this could be why they're avoiding the conversation, because you're not listening, Aquarius. You think you know everything, right? Or you could be cross-watching for the Aquarius and they're not sharing because you ain't listening, okay? So either which way, somebody not listening, okay? You need to listen, all right? So moving on to the second week, what you need to be mindful of as you're moving throughout the second week is your psychic development, a.k.a. your intuition is going to be on point. You're going to want to know how you know things just because you know. How you sense things just because I feel it, right? So that is going to be popping off for you at the second week. You need to be mindful and pay attention to that. Why is that going to be important? Because a lot of that could be tied up in your lack of thinking. A lot of this could be tied up in, that's my mental black magic card. So those are those negative mental loops that a person can replay over and over in their head, right? Now, it is saying here that you have an opportunity with the Star card, which is Aquarius's energy, right, for change. This is, accepting things and wanting to forgive and move past some things, right? But how do you get there if you're constantly in your head about some negative shit? How you get there if you're constantly in your head about some negative shit? How do you get there if you're constantly repeating negative things to yourself over and over that you've had to experience? How do you get there, right? How do you get there? You have to start seeing things differently. That's how you get there. Yeah, Nine of Swords is a lot of worry. You get there, Nine of Swords, you're isolating yourself. Nine of Swords, you can be literally locking yourself up in seclusion, not talking to anybody, which is a sign of depression, by the way, okay? Not wanting to do the things that you used to do, not wanting to go anywhere, not wanting to put on the makeup, not wanting to do your hair, okay? For some of you, this could just be a shameful secret that you just can't get off your mind. And, you know, for some of you, this is literally just you repeating and rehashing a situation that caused you a lot of pain. You know, so every time you see this person, every time you feel a certain way, you want to bring it up and talk about it all the time. And, right, it's saying it's time for you to change all of that. Your choice. You got an opportunity to do so in the second week, okay? Energy that you are going to be interacting with is this, however. You do have the Two of Cups paired with the Hierophant, okay? Now, so, right off the bat, Hierophant is traditional energy, so we're talking about Taurus's energy here. You also have the Hermit energy, but the Hermit energy is showing up in reverse, right? So you could be dealing with somebody that is looking at the love. They are looking at, you know, maybe what was done or what wasn't done. But they're not looking at it in terms of them being able to say they did anything wrong or it was their fault, okay? Now, you need to understand the Hierophant energy is all about determination anyway. So this person is determined. I want to say, like, really not to look at themselves. And they probably could have a problem dealing with authority figures. So if you're dealing with a child situation, right, and like a teenager situation, honey, you the problem. And you the problem as far as this teenager is concerned, because they sure as hell ain't looking at themselves, right? So all this worry and all of this stuff that you got going on is definitely saying that this week is the time to let it go and to trust your intuitive energy by the second week, okay? All right, now, coming into the third week, you do have life purpose popping up, okay? So that's throat chakra energy. That's your vibration. This is what's tapping you in to your frequency, honey, okay? Yeah, you know, the power of life and death is in the tongue, how you see a thing, okay? You know that there's some decisions that needs to be made because you be up in your feelings about some things. And when you get up in your feelings about some things, you probably do some destructive things, okay? Or tit for tat things. Or I'm going to do this to see how you react things. Or I'm going to shut down things, right? Okay. You need to be mindful that you could be interacting with a water sign, okay? To be exact, you could be dealing with a Cancer, okay? You do have Capricorn's energy on the board also, my wonderful Aquarius. So you could also be dealing with a Aquarius, a Taurus, a Virgo. Aquarius is also on the board, right? So you got Aquarius, you got Virgo, Taurus and Cancer and Capricorn. Okay, so even, and those could just lie in different placements in your chart also. Third week, they're saying, yeah, watch your codependencies. It's time for you to make some decisions about some choices and things that no longer work for you, especially if they don't serve you emotionally, all right? You are dealing with someone that you want to pay attention to their hidden agendas and their motives, okay? And know that things could be, and anything that they promise is going to happen quickly. If anybody's coming in right now and they're promising you anything to happen quickly, or this is going to be a quick change, or, you know, it's not going to be, you know, this is going to happen fast, or whatever the case may be, you need to be mindful of that. Is it worth your while, your time, your energy, your love, your heart? Okay, so make sure that you're making sure you're not committing yourself to anything that is trauma-based or connected to any of your codependencies coming into the third week, because somebody's going to be showing up with hidden agendas, okay? This is why they started off telling you in the first week, you need to listen. Listen to sometimes what not, you know, it's interesting sometimes of you can learn a lot by what someone doesn't say. Not so much what they say, but what they don't say. I'm going to say that, okay? All right, popping off into the fourth week, my love, you do have the nurturing, the earth chakra energy popping up, which means you're going to have to ground yourself and nurture yourself. Love yourself, honey, okay? Don't look outside of yourself for that. Ace of Swords popping up. There may be a little confusion coming in, maybe in how you're thinking, replaying a loop in your mind with Seven of Coins energy, followed by Seven of Wands energy, okay? All right. You could be dealing with somebody, I want to say, that's overly protective. Why would someone be overly protective? Someone would be overly protective if they're not sure how things are going to go down. Someone would be overly protective if they feel like they have invested a lot of time and energy and they have not gotten their due justice, okay? So someone could really be thinking about that and communicating that too. So you know, based on the energy is saying here, Aquarius, you're thinking about that and you're communicating that. You are dealing with someone with the Page of Wands energy, wanting to explore, wanting to be free spirit. Okay, this person is very smart, quick on their feet, you know, quick in their response. Okay, this person definitely you can go out and have a good time with. It looks like here, as far as balance and priority is concerned, and balancing and prioritizing things about your future, that might not be in order, however. Okay, they're cool to have a lot of fun with, but they may not be in a place right now where they're balancing the relationship aspects or the commitment aspects of what you guys have signed up for. So you need to be mindful of that, okay? So, word of the month is, if you listen, you can learn a lot by what people don't say. Okay? When you listen, you learn a lot, okay? Based on what people don't say. That's going to be important as you're moving throughout the month, okay? Remember not to isolate yourself this month, okay? Remember that you're going to have to be disciplined. You also are going to have to face your fears this month because it's being offered to you in the second week when you can break free of a lot of, I want to say, painful stuff, okay? Some of you may... some of you may be required, like I said, to let go, especially if you're dealing with a teenager, okay? All right, if you are not joining me on Patreon, it's been a pleasure. So make sure you circle back for your monthlies next month, as well as the daily vibrations, which are posted pretty much every day on YouTube and on Instagram. I was having a problem with Instagram, but everything should be up and running now. Not to mention, you can join me on my podcast. You can find my podcast where you stream any of your local podcasts, okay? All right, so with that being said, my lovelies, I'm going to see you guys in your monthlies, and we're going to pick it up from here for the Patreon members, okay? All right, my wonderful Patreon, we're going to go into your oracles and see exactly what you guys need to know. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have a month where you're going to have to ground yourself. Things may look different this month. Because a lot of this, my wonderful Aquarius, may have to come from a place of you trusting what you know, okay? Not so much what you can see with your eyes, but just what you know, all right? Yeah, you can learn a lot, like I said, from listening, okay? Especially what a person doesn't say, all right? All right. What is the message you have for the wonderful Aquarius? Okay. What is already with you? What do you already have as far as right now? What do you already have? Is that peace of mind? Is that a place to stay? Is that the fact that you found out this information now, that you don't have to, you know, it's a good thing you found out this information now versus having to wait, okay? Yep. Yep. What is already with you? It's saying it's time for you to release the allergens, which means that you're going to have to release the toxins, the things that are making you toxic, the things that make you feel toxic in any situation. I was going to say in this relationship, but really in any situation. All right. Follow your own rhythm is also part of the message as you're moving throughout the month, okay? This is why you want to listen, all right? Because once again, and I keep repeating this, okay? Things are not always said with words. Sometimes it's what a person don't say. Okay. All right. With that being said, the world wants to be written, which means that you're going to have to throat chakra work that we talked about. That's your spelling. That's your spells. Create the world the way you want to. Speak it into existence. Write it into existence with your words, honey. Okay. Yeah. Like, why do you always have to look towards the things that you don't want to experience? I mean, that's how we've been programmed to think about the bad things that's going to happen and then pray they don't happen. What about thinking about the good things that can happen and then pray that they do happen, right? Okay. So collaborative dreams is going to be a key, which means that you're not going to want to have to share your stuff or your business with other people that is not doing things to move their life along too, right? So be mindful of that, right? So if you're still entertaining lower vibrational friends and sharing your dream and they're not helping by being supportive or you know, helping physically, mentally, emotionally, you may not want to share your dreams with that particular source anymore. So just remember who you're bringing into your most inner circle, okay? Because you are going through transformation right now. There is going to be a shock of the new, and that could be pretty much anything, from the physical manifestation to the spiritual manifestation to the emotional manifestation. So just be open for newness to come in as you are moving throughout this month, okay? Right. So with this newness coming in, it's asking you to just move softly, softly with a tender touch, which means you don't have to force anything into existence or into being. It already is. Once you can think it, once you can feel it with your feelings, like it already pretty much exists. Okay. So you want to be mindful of that. All right. Bottom of the deck is staying focused on the light, which is within you. Okay. Which means sometimes you're going to have to look at aspects of yourself that you don't necessarily like or enjoy looking at, just so you can gain an aspect of yourself that is beautiful, okay, based on the reflection of the part of yourself that you didn't think is so beautiful, right? So the overall objective is for you to be able to listen this month, okay? You want to listen to what's not said this month. All right? Listen to what's not said. Okay? And that will be very helpful for you to make some decisions that you need to make this month. All right? Okay, my wonderful, wonderful Aquarius. I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure that you guys are doing something kind for yourself. Make sure that you're loving yourself. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. All right? I had to get back up on my water game again because I kind of slipped on that for a little while. So yeah, drink plenty of water, okay? And I'm gonna see you guys in the next monthly as well as your daily vibrations. Make sure you hop on over to Instagram. The number 4, your inner voice. Same way you find it on YouTube. Same way you find it on Instagram. And my podcast, you can also find me in any of your streaming podcast apps, okay? At the number 4, your inner voice, spiritual chef, okay? All right, have a wonderful, wonderful month, my lovely Aquarius. I'm gonna see you guys next month. Bye, guys.